Yo, yo, yo. Sorry for coughing in all ears. Anyway, my name is Greg Holland. I'm here with Holland Investing. I want to go over our tier 3 product. No, never mind. Go over our tier 2 product. This is strictly just the automations and the overview and the demo for the product. Everything about running the product, everything about install of the product, everything about how you actually maximize and really get ingrained with this product is going to be included after onboarding. All the demos are there to use and reuse and see whenever you want to see and refer back to whenever you need help. But for now, we're just going to go over the demo of the actual tier 2 product. And so what the tier 2 product is going to be a total of a base of 4 pipelines, and then you get an additional 2 per location. Once again, I want to make clear that this product is solely for gym and fitness industry clients. Holland Investing is an AI consulting firm. We do any business, any niche. That's our motto. However, for this particular product, it is primarily focused for gym revenue retention. With that being said, you get 4 base pipelines with two of the pipelines. They'll be copy and paste pretty much. They're the same shit. But you get 2 per location. So say you have 2 locations, then you'll have 6 pipelines. Say you have 3 locations, then you'll have 8 pipelines, etc. We just need 2 of the pipelines to be per location. Anyway, with tier 2, these 4 base pipelines, we already covered the first 2 pipelines in the first tier 1 video, the delinquency retention pipeline, the reactivation lost client nurture pipeline, which essentially is a 0 to 120 day time frame of getting an account from being in an inactive state to a reactivated state, and the process of how we go about doing that. These next 2 pipelines are going to be the prospects pipeline and the overview pipeline for your location. And so the prospects pipeline is broken into 2 parts. What we have is the first part, which is going to be our appointment setting. All your appointment books are going to load up into where it says appointment booked, and then from there you mark out whether the person showed, they were a no-show, whether you closed the deal, whether they weren't interested in the deal from there. That's pretty much the only management part of this pipeline. It's simple, it's easy, it's effective. It also provides tracking. It also you can see overall how you're doing booking wise, and it can attach to your calendar in-house as well. This client attaches to an external calendar, so they don't utilize it as much as it can be and as effectively as it could, but it's still effective nonetheless. On the second half of this prospect is going to be where all of your prospects are loading in, where all of your leads are coming in from. It's all broken down individually. And then what we do with that is, so for these marketing leads, they'll get broken off into separate workflows where we might target them with different specific scripts that we use strictly for that campaign. But for the most part, our regular leads that are loading in are going to go into our overview pipeline, the first half of it. And so then this operates as a closer sanctuary. The closer only has to do one thing, which is close the fucking call. And so all those new prospects will load into this pipeline right here, into the prospect new lead section. And then after a particular amount of time, they're going to get an automated SMS to kind of re-engage on that prospect, to make sure that this prospect is not fucking getting lost, to make sure that they're actually being converted upon. And so from there, if they don't respond, or they haven't responded in a good amount of time frame, that's like the conditions that we have for this one, then they'll get shifted over into this ready for call section, where the closer then goes in and calls, and then they try to close. If they close, the prospect will instantly go into the active section. If they don't close, the closer comes in and moves them over into this called no close section. It goes from there. The second half of the pipeline for the overview is just going to be like an overview of where all the memberships are at, and they'll load in here. So we have all the active memberships, we have all the scheduled appointments that we have all the active training packages, the frozen memberships, the frozen training packages, the inactive memberships, the inactive training packages, and then the suspended, expired, etc., and it goes from there. But it's pretty much just an overview. of all your members are, so you can keep track of that. And then we can also do like some automations for follow-up depending on wherever the client is, and they'll get tagged respectively as well. That's a part of the automations. I do a lot bigger of a deeper dive into the actual automations during the onboarding process. That way you can fully understand and reflect on everything. But this is pretty much the tier 2 product. Tier 2 product is you get these two pipelines. You also get the delinquency, retention, and reactivation pipelines. The goal of these two pipelines are to convert the prospects. So if you have prospects, it's to set up a structure to be able to convert these prospects while automated text, but also a push and nudge towards your closers, and also having the structure for your closers to be able to operate to do so. Another thing I really like about this platform is that we can also track everything and have that a part of it. And so for tier 2, this is one of the big things I want to focus on, because this is going to be where your closers are operating. So you're going to want to see how your closers are doing. And so then you get reporting statistics of how these people are actually closing on a day-to-day basis, how many calls they're putting up versus how many closes are being converted upon, etc. And so then you have a better look at your business and how it's actually putting up shots in respective to the leads that are coming in. But yeah, that's pretty much tier 2. Once again, my name is Greg Holland with Holland Investing. We're going over the AI and automation models today. In tier 3, you'll see a little bit deeper dive on how we implement more of AI into these automated processes that are here. But tier 1 and tier 2 is primarily automations. Tier 1, you get this basic 2 automations that are absolutely essential to the business. Tier 2, you get that additional automations and pipelines that are damn near just as essential as the delinquency, but I'd have the delinquency as a little bit of bump above. And then you have AI, which pretty much taps it fucking wraps everything in a pretty ass bow and ties that shit together perfectly. I kid you not. Because then you don't have to rely upon your closers being effective in their closing and the response times, because obviously we're still human, so we might not fucking pick up on a text 2 seconds after the person sends it, but that AI is going to respond 15 seconds later every time. And so that AI is going to tie it all in together. And so tier 3, I dive in on that, and I dive in on it way more. So go ahead and check that video out too if you're interested. If not, I hope to be working with you in the future. All you got to do is move forward to the processing page, and then in the onboarding phase, we'll get you all the videos to really dive deeper into how we actually run these pipelines and make them as efficient as possible and integrate them into all the current systems that you currently run. And overall, as Holland Investing does, just provides you with good structure and good systems to elevate your business. And so I hope to be working with you in the future. This is getting a little long and I don't want to keep it long, so I'm gonna holla at you on the next one. Talk soon. Peace.